So we got this new matchup. And yes, I will be going through Godzilla -1 against Springtrap. Now you're probably wondering, how is this fair in any universe? Well, it actually is pretty fair. Okay, so first off, there's one rule that I am gonna have to put up. We aren't using William Afton's soul scaling. If you don't know what that is, basically, it would have made him one-shot Godzilla -1. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Now, starting with -1 Godzilla, he should scale to those building to multi-city block level. Mostly because of him simply existing, which his kinetic energy and gravitational potential energy would link to wall to building levels amounts of energy, as well as his tail swipes getting into those multi-city block levels, or more specifically, in the 800 tons of TNT range. So yeah, he's pretty physically powerful. And his durability is kind of weird because he can survive using these attacks, but you don't need to be stronger than these attacks to actually hurt him. So I'm not going to say he no-sold his whole attacks, since he could get injured by things that are below his durability. And he can survive the whiplash of his own atomic breath and the explosion of Ginza. And also, finally, we got his explosion of Ginza, which is calculated either from small city to even city levels amounts of energy. So yeah, Godzilla -1 is pretty powerful, but I think the most powerful thing about him is his regeneration, and it's probably one of the best regenerations out there. Being able to survive nukes, almost instant disintegration, and plenty of other things. So yeah, we got somebody that scales to building to multi-city block with his atomic breath getting into the small city to city level ranges. And as for his speed, it's kind of He really doesn't move that much. He's very slow. He's like below average human speeds at best. But his reaction speed is pretty good. And he has very good regeneration. So is this enough to take down the man behind the slaughter? Now, with Springtrap, his scaling is all over the place, so I'll do my best to just give a basic rundown. So anyways, Springtrap as William Afton is superior to the classic animatronics to a point where he can just one-shot them. Like, in the minigame, he literally was shown to just one-shot them. A one-shot's difference is a 10 times multiplier. Now, the question is, how strong are the classics? Now, their physical AP, or striking strength, should scale them into the large building level ranges, because they had several feats that put them on this level. And this is just a mere baseline for where they scale. They also have feats that also put them in the multi-city block level ranges. And feats that could even get them to the town level ranges. So, when it comes to that, Afton's pretty stacked. If you want to understand how strong this would make William, this would mean that this would put William Afton into the city block all the way to town level ranges, with large town being a okay high end. And you could even get him higher if you think that he is physically above all the animatronics in the series. Now, if you assume this would scale him into the small city level ranges. And as for the justification of him being the physically strongest, in a weakened state, while not in Springtrap, he is able to injure and break apart Funtime Freddy. The fun times are below the Glam Rocks, and a weakened William is somewhat relative to that. So Springtrap should be stronger than them, which are the strongest in the series. And as for speed, William himself has some superhuman to subsonic level scaling when it comes to that. And as for the other animatronics that he should upscale, they all have some good superhuman to subsonic level speeds. The classic animatronic should scale somewhat to the Agony Rabbit from Into the Pit, who can dodge bullets. Mango, who can move from one area to the Pizzaplex to the other very fast, which should be hypersonic. And thus, William being, the strongest and able to blitz them and all that stuff, this should put him into the hypersonic all the way to massively hypersonic, almost relativistic. Also, there are some scaling that he can get from Hoxie dodging a flashlight before it flashes, Eleanor and the Mimic moving in nanoseconds, which should either get him into the relativistic plus all the way to FTL or maybe FTL plus. But anyways, that's William's scaling for you. We got large building to city level with hypersonic all the way to FTL plus level speeds. So yeah, William is very strong. So overall, who wins? Well, Springtrap physically is ironically stronger than the big atomic lizard. Yeah, you didn't expect that. Like, Godzilla -1 only gets to multi-city block with potential small town level ranges if you assume that he can no-sell a tail swipe of that magnitude. And William is just blatantly above that. Like, he is just stronger physically. But when it comes to Godzilla -1's atomic breath, that is interesting. Because when it comes to that can reach all the way to city level. And William's only small city. So if Godzilla -1 manages to shoot that, William could potentially die, because not only does it have William's one weakness, aka fire, but it's also at a point where it can create a small nuke. But that's only if it managed to strike William. To be honest, I honestly see them both just getting bored and just walking away. Like, both of them can't kill each other, and William is physically stronger, but -1 has a more powerful atomic breath that could potentially one-shot him. So, based on all of that, I would see them both just getting bored and just walking away, because they just can't kill each other, no matter how powerful they are. Like, based on both personalities, they would just walk away. If it has nothing to do with them on a personal level, it won't affect them. William isn't obsessed with killing a giant lizard, and Godzilla -1 will only see this guy as just a guy and lesser than him. So, yeah, I would just see them both just walking away and just wreaking havoc some other place far away from each other. But, anyways, what do you all think? Did I wank anybody? Did I lowball anybody? Make sure to tell me in the comments below. But anyways, see you later.